Hello and welcome to this short pre-recorded webinar all about one of our offline courses, Brilliant Me and My Confidence. This webinar is designed for parents and carers of children who are about to take this offline course with us, whether that's a 5-day version of this course or a 4-day or 3-day version. In this webinar, I'll be talking to you about role models, what we do, why we believe life skills are so incredibly important. We'll also be focusing in detail on the content of the Brilliant Me and My Confidence course. I'll be offering some ideas and strategies for you to use at home to help develop your child's confidence, and we'll also look at some logistics for the course itself. Firstly, to introduce myself to you, I'm Louise Traherne, Director of Character Education at Role Models. My role includes creating the content for all of our offline and online courses and sessions. My background is in teaching. I was a primary school teacher for 12 years and a senior deputy head teacher for 5. I then moved on from education and qualified as a coach. So I now actively coach alongside my role at Role Models, and it's really my experience from the education sector and my coaching experience which I'm using to create the content of all of our life skill courses and sessions. What are the types of skills that young people need in order to thrive in life? As we go through the webinar, hopefully I'll offer all the information that you're seeking and you need before your child takes the course. But if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. You can email me here. My address is on the screen, and I'd be very happy to answer any questions that you might have. So a bit about us at Role Models. We are an impact-driven education provider, and we focus on life skills that promote social and emotional well-being, as well as what we call dynamic thinking. And we really believe that these types of skills help young people to thrive in life, both at home, at school, and when it comes to preparing for their future. We like to complement traditional academic education by delivering online and offline courses for children between the ages of 3 up to 15 years old. And we focus on the following skills: leadership, confidence, resilience, creative problem solving, collaboration, and a growth mindset. So why do we believe that these life skills are so important? Well, we know they have 3 very positive benefits. Firstly, they help to improve mental health and well-being. So when it comes to your child's sense of happiness, satisfaction, and whether they're developing healthy relationships, these types of skills really matter. If they can develop their resilience and confidence and self-esteem, we know this really impacts their mental health and well-being. Now, this has always been important, but now more than ever in the current climate, resilience is really important. We also know that these skills impact their future. So when it comes to the types of skills that employers are looking for, we constantly hear that feedback that life skills are the most critical skills when it comes to the workplace. Now, for your child about to take our Brilliant Me course, this might feel a very long way off, but we are preparing our children for the future. And one way we can future-proof them is to give them the types of empathy, confidence, resilience, people skills that we know will be needed. We also know that these skills have an impact on academic attainment. If your child has a positive self-image, feels good about being themselves, and can develop high levels of self-efficacy, how much they really believe in their own ability to be successful, this makes a difference when it comes to their learning. So if they're in the classroom, if they're taking tests and exams, can they bounce back positively from a setback? And can they take risks with their learning too? Building on that further, we know that academic success alone is not enough when it comes to building tomorrow's leaders. We know that, yes, academic understanding is important, but that also needs to be balanced with important life skills too. And you can see here the World Economic Forum have identified these specific 10 skills as being incredibly important And I think no matter which course your child is taking with us, we help to develop all of these types of things because they're in an environment where they're working within a group, having to solve problems, having to build their own confidence. So your child is taking our Brilliant Me and My Confidence course. And you can see here that's one of 4 different courses in our Brilliant Me range. So this course is helping children to focus on feeling confident about being them. How much do I like myself? Do I feel accepted? Can I celebrate my achievements and feel proud of my accomplishments? Now, this course is a great foundation for all children, whether your child is confident or not, but it can be particularly helpful for those who perhaps need to learn to assert themselves, who maybe feel a little shy in certain situations, and maybe they find it hard just to speak positively about themselves. Maybe they're very ready to celebrate the success of others, and they see that as a negative spotlight on them, and they can only focus on what they can't do. You'll see the other 3 courses that we offer, and if you'd like to know more about those, you can look at our website. You can pause this video here to see what those 3 courses focus on too. But all of our courses are always based on 3 things, and you'll see along the bottom that's active learning, ambitious content, and serious fun. So the Brilliant Me and My Confidence course. I've talked about how this helps to build confidence. And for me, it's so important that young children from a very, very early age learn to believe in themselves. And what we're trying to do here is develop self-efficacy. How much your child really believes in their capability to be successful. And can they think positively about themselves? Now, you might have signed your child up for this course because they lack confidence in more of a traditional sense. Maybe they can hold back or perhaps be quiet or be shy, and you want to help them build confidence to be able to share their ideas. And we will absolutely focus on those aspects, but we also focus on more nuanced side of that. So how can we assert ourselves when it comes to a particularly strong friend or character in our friendship group? How can we find a way to be able to say what we want, what we need, and what we would like to do in a way that feels authentic to us and polite and appropriate? So throughout the course and their time with us, they'll be focusing on these different areas: feeling confident, believing in themselves, feeling proud, standing up for themselves, and that real self-acceptance. Do I like my personality, and do I know myself well? Now, we're lucky to have a whole range of fantastic role models who work with us. We call our course facilitators our role models. And here I'm sharing 8 of our fantastic role models with you. They won't necessarily be the role models working with your child on the course that's taking place, but to give you an idea, we have a number of role models who are teachers, practicing teachers, ex-teachers. Many of them have degrees, masters. We also have a lot of performers who bring that real extra element of confidence and to be able to teach your child to be ready to stand up and share their ideas with the group. All our role models are experienced and passionate about working with young people and developing these types of skills in particular. They're all trained by our education team in our content, and I really do invite you throughout your child's course to make sure you seek them out and have a conversation. Ask about how your child is getting on. They will also be completing a report, an individual report on your child, written by the specific role model leading your child's group. You'll also be receiving feedback from them about what was covered each day, which I'll mention later in the webinar. So the course content itself, we use a mascot that joins the children throughout their course, whether that's 3 days, 4 days, or 5 days long. So Brilliant Billy the Bunny, you'll see here, accompanies them each day of the course. And Billy is brilliant to be used as a distancing tool. So the children love to hold him and speak while they're holding Billy. And the role model is trained in how to use Billy to be able to talk about confidence. How do you think Billy might feel in this situation? What do you think some of the things Billy might be worried about are? Now, often, for some children, they find it much easier to talk about how Billy might be feeling, what Billy might be experiencing, as opposed to what they experience. Each day of the course includes a daily mindfulness activity, and this is usually done after the lunchtime break, where the role model shares a particular breathing activity or movement activity. And the reason we include daily mindfulness is because it's so effective in helping your child connect and be present with what they're thinking and feeling in that current moment, and not judging it negatively. All of the strategies we teach them are also brilliant for self-calming. So when they do experience a big feeling, a big emotion, they know how to respond. The structure of the content itself is all done through stories. So on each day of the course, there are 2 stories shared, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And these stories have been carefully selected due to the message and the content from the story, all based around confidence. The role model shares the story in an interactive way involving the children, and then there is a creative activity based on the story, which helps the children take the message and think, what does this mean for me in my world? How do I feel about being different? Or how do I feel about standing up to a strong personality at school or in my friendship group? And that creative activity is really important because it helps them process what they've been talking about and learning. And it's also something that they can bring home to you to share the learning with you at home. The day itself is peppered with lots of games and challenges to make this whole experience as interactive as possible, and of course, lots of fun. So one example activity, which I'll pick and share with you, there's a particular book called Willow's Whispers, which is shared with the children. And in this particular book, Willow has quite a quiet voice. She speaks in a whisper. And as we go through the story, we learn the impact of that is sometimes people don't hear her, she doesn't get what she wants or what she's asked for, she doesn't know how to assert herself in many situations. She ends up making this magic microphone which amplifies her voice and solves her problem. However, the microphone gets broken, it gets trampled on, and she realizes that actually her big loud voice was inside of her the whole time. She didn't need the magic microphone. She could speak loudly without it. So the message here is about knowing that we all have a clear, loud voice inside of us. Sometimes we just need to find it. And the children listen to the story, they make their own magic microphone, and then we experiment. How loud can we be without it? How loud can we be with it? And how does it feel using it? How does it feel just standing up and talking to the group and maybe telling a joke or saying something about us? We also use a couple of videos, and I've included 2 links in the slides that you will receive a copy of. This particular video, Henry and Leslie, I'm not going to play it now, but if you would like to watch this when you receive the slides, you can click on this link. And the video is all about how important it is to think about what we like about being us, and how that plays out when perhaps other children might be unkind or mean to us. That if we can have a really strong sense of, that's okay, I know me and I know what I'm good at, I like being me, it gives us that sense of strength, and perhaps it makes us more ready to be resilient in that situation. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that we shrug it off completely. If someone's being consistently unkind to us, that's not appropriate. But if we can teach young children to have that strong sense of self, that yes, I can deal with this, I can be okay. So take a look at that video. And the next one I've got here is all about power poses. Again, you'll be able to click on this link when you look at the slides. And this particular video explains how power poses can give us that confidence, as well as the fact that when we are feeling confident, we stand in a certain way. It can actually help us to feel more confident to do it. And this works with really young children. So we teach them 3 particular poses. The superpower pose, hands on our hips, the to the moon, which is pointing up like this, and the flex. And simply doing those 3 movements before we're about to do something that we're a bit unsure about can give us a feeling of confidence. And it's all about taking up space and being happy to be there and sharing ourselves and being ready to be us. So if we can get our children to do those poses, it can be very powerful. So thinking about how we can help your child to bring the learning home to you. There are 3 particular things they can do. Firstly, definitely encourage them to explain the things that they've made. Each day they'll be creating something, making something, and they will be bringing it home to show you. So it's the perfect way to be able to invite a conversation. Wow, tell me about what this is. Ask them about the stories they've heard. What was the story that your role model shared today? Can you tell me about it? How did it make you feel? What was the learning? What happened to the character? And then also the mindfulness activity. Encourage your child to teach you what was the breathing activity or movement that you did today, and can you teach us at home how to do it too? And when do you think it might be useful to do that? Maybe when we're feeling tired, or we can't get to sleep at night, or maybe when we're having a big feeling and we need to be able to find ways to be calm and to really think about how that feeling feels in our body. Some ideas for you at home about how you can help to develop your child's confidence. We would really love for you to build on their experience with us at Role Models on their course. So some ideas to share. Try and emphasize effort rather than outcome. If we always focus our praise and our feedback around the success, did you get it right or wrong? Did you come first? Were you the fastest? This is what tends to breed perfectionist tendencies in our children, because they begin to attribute the feedback they're receiving to the outcome. And that's what they feel matters the most. Whereas if we can try and praise and highlight their attributes, the process. Wow, do you know what I'm most proud of? Not that you got 10 out of 10, but actually the amount of effort you put in. It's great that you got 10 out of 10, but I'm even more proud of the persistence. You know, you didn't give up. Even when you found that particular spelling really tricky, you kept going. That's really key. Helping to build your child's self-image. I'm a big believer that children strive to become the person that they believe other people think they are. So if we can help build that positive self-image, they become that, and they seek and they believe it. So let your child hear you talk about them. You know, I know you're someone who is really thoughtful. You're someone who is brilliant at fixing things. You are someone who is so caring. And equally, if you do notice that there are times when maybe they are quieter or shy, is to give them confidence even in that, and be able to say, you know, that's okay if you're not quite ready to say hello just yet. You know, you'll know when it feels right. Because what we're clearly saying to children there is, I trust you. You know, that feeling that you're feeling right now, I hear you. And I'm not disputing it. I'm not saying to you, don't be silly, come over and say hello straight away. So just think about our responses in those situations. Asking for their opinion and their thought is another easy way of building that sense of confidence. You know, I'm really intrigued to know, what do you think about this? Do you have an opinion that's different? Do you feel the same as your brother, or do you feel differently? Can you come and help me with this problem? Can you come and fix this? What do you think we should do at the weekend? And then crucially, allowing them independence. allowing them that space and that independence to do things themselves, even if you think that they might not be able to do it. So, have a go. Absolutely, I'm here if you need me, but I believe that you can give this a try. Give it a go yourself. Whether that's talking to their teacher about a particular problem at school, or whether that's just giving them small responsibilities. Can you come and lay the table with us? Can you come and help us with this? Let them learn from mistakes. This is key when it comes to building confidence and resilience. And I think create that culture as a family about accepting mistakes and celebrating them. Mindfulness techniques to stay calm. If you can try and embed these in your family at home, they're so effective. And it might be that if you have a child who is reluctant to do them, it can be that you just step in at that moment when they're having that big response or that big emotion and just say, I wonder if some starfish breathing might help now, or I wonder if this technique, some belly breathing, I'm just going to sit and do some next to you. So we're not forcing them to do it, because I know for some children in the moment it feels too much, but if they see us doing it or they hear it, they might be inclined to give it a go. And then also talking about nerves and worries and encouraging your child to embrace them rather than fear them. So if your child is particularly anxious about something, whether it's going to a party or a play date or standing up at school and saying something, is to say and reassure them, that's okay that you've got butterflies in your tummy. That's okay. We don't need to worry about the worry. And do you know what? I feel butterflies in my tummy when I have something in my day or my week that I'm not sure about. Let's talk about how that feels. And let's talk about the fact that I know I can do it. I know I can give it a go. And that butterfly feeling is going to help me be really alert. And I think it's about reassuring particularly young children that even uncomfortable feelings are okay. They're not going to last forever. They're going to come, they're going to go, and it's about accepting it. As long as we try and push them away, that can amplify the feeling. We need to accept it and understand it, to be able to move through it. When it comes to embedding the learning from the course experience, we are really passionate about doing as much as we can so that your child actively feels differently and behaves differently because of their experience with us. Now, we know what happens with any type of learning experience. There's a drop off. There's, they forget an element of what we've covered. So what do we do about that? Well, as a parent and carer, you'll receive a daily email that's sent from the role model leading the group that your child is in, and it's a summary email letting you know exactly what happened. What did the day cover? What was the book title? What did they focus on? And you can use that summary email to have a conversation with your child at home. Tell me about this. Your role model says that you've done this and this. Tell me more. You'll also receive a much more individualized report specifically about your child. So you'll receive that after the course. And in the report written by the role model working with your child, it will outline what progress they've made with their confidence. It will also outline areas for further development. Where does the role model suggest you should take this next? What are the next steps for your child? You'll also receive 10 top tips for you as the parent on how you can continue cultivating confidence at home. And we like to send you the book list of the books that we've shared with the children throughout the course. The child will receive 3 follow-up videos, and we space those out. 2 weeks after the course, you receive the first one, 4 weeks, and then 6 weeks. And these are pre-recorded videos of us just giving them some reminders. Hey, remember role models? Remember Brilliant Billy the Bunny? Remember these things that you learned about confidence? How are you doing with them? And we really hope that those videos help to remind them of their learning. They'll also receive a special letter in the post. And I'm not going to say too much more about that because it's a surprise. So please don't mention that to your child, but hopefully receiving this special letter acts as another way of reminding them. And then finally, they'll all receive a certificate for completing the course and a passport. And in that passport, we like to tick off the key skills that they've developed throughout their time with us. Finally, a few bits of information about the course in particular. So please do take the time to read through the pre-course email that you will have received. And in that email, you'll have any venue and course specific information. We hold these courses in different venues, so please do read that carefully. You'll also have already probably filled in your pre-course form. This is something that you're prompted to do on checkout once you made your booking. So it's likely that you've already completed this. If you haven't, we will chase you for that. So we will be in touch via email to give you a reminder to fill that in. The course itself takes place between 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day, and the children are required to bring in their own lunch. So please do send them in with a nut-free lunch. They also need a water bottle. And depending on the time of year that your child is taking their course with us, please do make sure that they have suitable clothing, whether that might mean a coat, sun cream. Please do make sure that they are prepared for spending time outside. Drop off and pick up may be slightly different depending on the venue that your child is taking their course at. So again, please read that email. And we do ask that parents and carers do drop their child off and then leave them for their day with us. You know, with this course being all about confidence, we find it works much, much better if parents don't hang around and don't stay too long. However, having said that, we absolutely invite you to meet your child's role model, talk to them on day one, and at drop off and pick up. You know, please do interact with the role model, particularly on the last day. You might want to have a conversation with them to find out a little bit more. And finally, I really do hope that your child has a fantastic experience with us on their Brilliant Me and My Confidence course. If you do have any further questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch. You'll find our phone number, office phone number here, our website, and another email address that you can use. You can also follow us on Instagram if you're interested in seeing more information about what we do and some of our Instagram lives and videos with helpful tips and strategies for parents. And if you haven't already, please do sign up for our newsletter. I hope this webinar has been helpful, and I really hope your child enjoys their experience on their Role Models course. Thank you.